Welcome back to Just Create, where last time I jammed a level 9 power station and a huge storage system into the hull of my airship, then decorated parts of my base with your airship images. Keep them coming, by the way, we have plenty more space. Today we're going to tackle the workshop that's going to sit inside the small town on the back of my boat and get us one step closer to a completely portable base. So let's just crack on. Alright, so workshop. I think the first thing I want to do is grab a clipboard and make a list of the things we want. So these are the things I can think of off the top of my head right now. So we've got mechanical crafter, we've got a washer, cooker, haunter, smelter setup. And in fact, if we had a setup for dye there as well, that would be good. We need a singular deployer, we need a triple deployer. In fact, it's not just a triple deployer, we need that to be able to loop as well so we can make precision mechanisms. We need a slicer setup from Farmer's Delight so that we can strip logs and get the bark. We need a heated basin, we need a water basin. We need a double crusher, which is basically 2 sets of crushing wheels in a row, and we need a millstone. And there's probably some other stuff I've forgotten, so what we're actually going to do is head down to the workshop down here that Egg's made and see if there's anything I've forgotten. Well, hello, what's this? Would you like to feel the power of loco metals? Check out this loco metal display behind. I mean, it's very nice. Get your metals today. 1 stack of loco metal is 0.25 diamonds. And it's the Stazu workshop next to Rofos. Right, okay, so we have actually been to that workshop and already bought loco metal, in fact. That's a very nice looking train. I like that. But anyway, we're getting distracted. Right, so we've got crushing wheels. Yes, we've got whatever this is. What's this? Oh, that's just a millstone. Got mechanical crafter. Ooh, oxidizer. Yes, let's get one of them. Then we've got the smelting, cooking, haunting, washing, and dyeing. Got lava and water dispensers. Not really useful for me, I don't think. And then the basins. We've got a heated one, we've got a normal one, and a water one. But then, to be honest, the heated one can work as a normal one anyway. If the thing doesn't need heat, it doesn't matter if it has it, I don't think. We can probably get away with just the 2. Got the mechanical grindstone. Ooh, I forgot about that. So that's really good for when you're making rose quartz and electrodes. We have the deployer. Ah, a press. We don't have a press on there yet, do we? So we want a bulk press. Something nice and fast. And then we've got a press in a basin. So we'll get a basin press as well. And we need a saw. I know we're setting up a slicer, but a saw is still good for when you're making things like stairs and other bits and bobs. So that is a whole lot of machines. This is going to be a big old workshop. Now I'm going to stick this list to the wall, and the first thing we're actually going to do is the mechanical crafter, because it needs a 5x5 area, and as you can see, these floors are only 4 blocks tall, and I think it's the same up here. No, this one is actually 5 blocks tall, so we probably could just put the mechanical crafter on the back of one of these walls. So I am going to have to pull it a block forward so that we can actually get power and a barrel to it. And we're just going to do a full 5x5 crafting setup. Should probably put a light behind there, otherwise that's just going to create a mob spawning area, isn't it? Let's just stick a lantern in here, build the rest of this up, and then hook up some power. So let's see what's going on down here. We've currently got power coming up there. Guess the question is, can I get away with running that through there? Weathered iron's the closest look to wood we're going to get with all the casings. To get the power up, we're actually going to use some spruce shafts because I think they look cool. And we're going to need cogs coming down here. And a couple of gearboxes. That one needs to be vertical. Get those encased and stick another shaft on. Okay, so if we turn on our power, take a moment, but this should start spinning in just a sec. But it's not. My power turn on didn't work, apparently. Let's try this one. I'm also just choosing not to work. That is weird. I've noticed actually a few times that these redstone links sometimes just stop working. Does this one work? Nope, that one doesn't work either. Let's just try breaking it and replacing it. Nope, it's just not working. What in the world? How did a bee get in here? And maybe if I just do this and toggle these again, is that going to force it to update and maybe fix it? I really don't know anymore. Let's give it a go. Oh, that has actually worked. Now that's going to start spinning. Okay, so I guess that's a bit of a weird bug. It's going to be annoying if we have to keep doing that. And what's going on here? Oh, wait a minute. Wooden shafts have a stress limit, don't they? I'll put in normal shafts. Yeah, we're fine. Well, it's not going to look as good, but at least it works. So that is our mechanical crafter up and running. Everything's pointing in the right direction. This is good. Let's just shove a few mangrove blocks in here. And now we're tidy. Almost. Let's just connect the top bit here properly. There we go. Sorted. So next up, I wanted a whoosher, a cooker, haunter, smelter, and dye machine, which means I need 5 fans in a row. I'm looking at this area here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to need access to one as well, and this is where the power's going upstairs currently, so maybe this is a good place for it. Or there's a spot here where we can probably get 5 in a row, but they're going to end up sticking out quite far. So yeah, let's do it at the back here. First thing I need to do is steal that power, get those running across, and see what direction the power's going in. Not the correct one. Not to worry, what I'm actually going to do instead is raise it up by a block and stick in a gearbox. Take that round that way. Then we're going to stick in a speed controller. Because we don't need these fans going fast. The speed of the fans does not change how quickly it cooks something. And we need a gearbox, more of these encased chain drives. Now when we stick in a fan, we can see it is indeed blowing. Perfect. So we've got 5 fans, and I guess what I need to do is work out which one's going to be doing what thing. So we're going to need a soul campfire. We're going to need water. We need lava, but we don't have a bucket of lava, so we'll need to go get one. And we want some mangrove roots. So if we were to do washer, haunter, smelter, cooker, and then we'll keep this one clear for dye. Let's quickly go grab a bucket of lava. And don't worry, I'm aware this is a wooden boat and I'm about to put a bucket of lava on it, but we have fire tick turned off, so it's not a problem. So chuck that on there, bucket of lava, and that's going to want to go here. But there is something else we need to consider, and that is the fact this is going to be a train and it's going to move, and when it moves, it's going to drop lava all over the floor. And of course, water. So we're going to need more dispensers. I'm just going to turn those fans off for now to make things a bit easier to work with. What we're going to need is dispensers there. Out, and there, pointing downwards. Lava in that one. Water in that one. Get rid of those. Going to need more redstone links, but with these ones, what we can actually do is connect them to the same sequence we use for the power station, which is, of course, water and a slab. Also aware that the second we place those, they're going to start spilling everywhere, so let's just put a little sort of beam thing across here, I guess. And that should mean, if I quickly turn off the power briefly, and set these to also receive, anytime we turn on the power, it should deploy both those things, hopefully. Okay, so it deployed the lava, it didn't deploy the water. I wonder if that's because of the leaves, which it may well be. Let's try that again. Nope, it's because I have the bucket of water. That'll be why. So hopefully that can still deploy into mangrove, and we can still put our dye machine here. Let's find out. Yep, there we go. Perfect. We're going to need collection barrels here. We're going to want brass funnels because I need to put filters on these. Ow! 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 And maybe some safety rails. So we've got a bunch of attribute filters. That's what we want. So we want can be dyed. Is that an option? I mean, can be stained? Guess that's the closest we're going to get. Let's add the attribute to the list. And next up, we want can be haunted. That one on there. Can be stained needs to go there. Then we need can be smelted to go on that one. Then we want can be washed. That one. And then lastly, can be smoked. That one there. Right. So the filters are now set up. Now we need chutes so we can get the items down here nice and quickly. And I think I want to use chests on the top because they hold more than barrels. So now we just need some labeling. So dye, wash, haunt, smelt, and cook. Awesome. Now if I chuck a log in there, for example, is that going to turn into coal? And it's not going into the funnel now. Good, our filter's working. Although I just realized that was wood, not a log, so I don't actually know if that stuff does turn into coal. So let's try it with spruce that's actually a log. And maybe I should put it in the right device. In fact, while we're here, I do want to test. Does stripped oak wood also turn into charcoal? No. Hello, what's going on here? Oh, I've got them all to an allow list, not a deny list. I literally had them the wrong way round. They're all going to be like that. Third time's the charm. Right, now my derps are out of the way, we can see it does work. Still don't know why there's a bee in here, though. He's made his way upstairs now. There you go, buddy. Continue your journey. There's a door right there. It was right there. Stupid bee. But the good news is this machine is now done, apart from the fact I need to actually make all the dyes that we need to supply this thing. And I've made sure we've still got access around the back here if we need to toggle these again. If they're anything like the power station ones, they're going to randomly stop working every now and then. But I can do this, and it should turn everything off, including my two things down here. Yep, wonderful. And we're only using 13,000 SU so far. Plenty to play with. So let's tick that off. Now, the other big machines that we have here are the double crusher. That'll take up a little bit of space, as will the oxidizer. The rest of these aren't particularly big. I mean, the bulk press, maybe. But I think it makes sense to get some of these bigger ones in first, and then we'll come back and slot all the smaller ones in where they fit. So I think I'm going to do the double crusher next. And it's not like this is a massive machine, but it is certainly one of the slightly larger ones. I think I'm just going to put it on this back wall here. So for this one, we'll start with a couple of chests. Now I wonder, can I maybe stack it? Because if I could, then it suddenly becomes a much smaller machine. If I was to have a chest here, which, can't open that. I can swap those two out for slabs. And now I can open it. We then had a belt going there and another one going here. The chest there. Going to need power. And if we can feed it up here, that would be ideal. So let's see if we were to do encased chain drives there and still power out of there. That will get power up there. Hopefully it's spinning in the right direction. It is. Perfect. Then if we put a shaft in there with vertical gearboxes, get all of this encased. Input funnel there. Output funnel there. And we need crushing wheels going that way. And then I guess what we actually want is another set of crushing wheels on top that are going the other way. And put a smart chute on top of that. And a brass funnel there. What we should be able to do is if we put a stack of cobble in there, that should get turned into gravel. Yep, perfect. But if we put a stack of cobble in the top, that should get turned into gravel, then go through the chutes. Oh, maybe not. We haven't powered this belt yet. Should be able to just add a shaft there. Now, that one's going in the right way. Right, so that's going to turn into gravel, and then it should drop down into the chest, then get ground up again, turn into sand. Perfect. Look at that. Nice, compact double crusher. Let's just get this looking a bit nicer. There we go. We've got the power coming out for whatever we build here as well. That should be helpful. Excellent. Another machine we can tick off. So next up, I think I'm going to do the oxidizer because that should fit in quite nicely around this corner. Now for this one, what we're going to need is a big old belt. Then we're going to want a spout and another one and a last one. And we're going to want another belt here with a deployer on top. If we put chests there and there, funnels on. Wait a minute. Guess that one's going to be a single chest. Actually, let's just make it all single chests. We're never going to be producing that much copper, right? I'm going to grab some iron. We're going to make a bunch of hoppers. That's how we're going to feed items onto the belt from the chests. Then we're also going to need an infinite water source, which means we need more deployers. By which, of course, I mean dispensers. Make some bows and get those made up. Then we'll create an infinite water source across the back here with pipes going to all of these, just like that. Gonna want redstone links once again. Now we just need to power the pump. Okay, so that's the water all powered up. We just need to power this deployer, and that should be fairly straightforward, I think. You just do this, bring that over to here, get all of this encased, vertical gearbox, weathered iron. Wonderful. I reckon if we were to take out those two, rotate that round, get a shaft in there, another vertical gearbox. And that's going the wrong way, so I guess we're going to need another gearbox. Oh, we don't need a slab. That connected up. Let's get that rolling. If we extend that way, put a gearbox in there. Wonderful. Working a treat. And we're just going to need a block at the end there. Barrel there for collecting. We are almost sorted. I just need to grab some honeycomb. Do I have any? Do not. There is, however, a honey shop in the shopping district, so we can get what we need. Actually, while we're passing the workshop, I want to do this. I really like what Eggs has done here, where the input chests actually show what level of oxidation you're going to get out of it. So I'm just going to put 2 chests in each one of these, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. Good thinking, Eggs. Right, let's go get some honeycomb. Yeah, here we go. This is the place. So I guess I just want some of this. Might as well buy some honey blocks while we're here as well. Never know. There doesn't appear to be an ATM here, though. There is one in the burger shop. Let's just do that. And that's going to grab the 12 diamonds from my bank, which will cover the costs. Give that to that guy. And I guess that's my order. Not very easy to access. Apart from that, though, the shop's lovely. We can now make honeycomb blocks, and that's what we need to finish off our oxidization thing. Oh my, something's happening here. Train tracks. Oh, is that going to be the train station at the shopping district? Epic. We should probably think about making a shop soon, shouldn't we? Oh, and the track's all been laid out sort of winding down the mountain. And then it loops round there, I guess, and over to the station. Very nice. So give that to him. I'm going to quickly replace all of these chests, the appropriate ones. So that is oxidized. That one is weathered. That one is exposed. And that one's just normal copper. So let's just quickly try this out. Make sure we're going to get what we want. So we'll put one in each box. And yep, perfect. Just needs a few finishing touches, I think. Alrighty, another machine done. And I've actually changed the power setup system now. So what this does is only actually gets the power plant started. And this one here actually activates a couple of clutches. I'll show you downstairs. So we've got one here that's powering everything on that side. And we've got another one right here, which is powering everything on that side. And what that means is the power station only needs to generate enough power to power the water pump on that side before it can get itself to max water. And that basically just puts in a safeguard, because otherwise there's too much stress and the power station can't actually start. So this is basically just a workshop on-off switch. When I flick that, everything goes off. And then when I press this button, it scoops up all the water, which will, of course, turn off the power plant and pick up everything we've got around here. But I think this is looking pretty nice so far. We've actually managed to make pretty good use of the space. What can we jam in there, though? There's not a lot of space there at all. Maybe we could just put a couple of the small machines, like the deployer and the slicer. Okay, so I've managed to get the slicer and the deployer in there. You input items on this side. They go through, get deployed on, or sliced. In fact, I'll need to load this thing up with an axe. Let's quickly do that now. If I remember correctly, the slicer can use either an axe. Oh, can it not use an axe anymore? Oh, wait a sec. I've put a press in there. That's not a slicer at all. That's my slicer, and my slicer needs a cog. That's just awkward. So I guess to make that work, we're going to need a vertical gearbox and a couple of cogs. That gets that one going. We're going to need a normal gearbox and another gearbox there with a couple of encased chain drives. Right, there we go. And that's the one thing we can't actually encase in weathered iron, which is a bit annoying. Maybe we could just cover it up with some copycat boards. Yeah, that does the trick. But now I should be able to give this thing either an axe, in which case it will chop our wood, or strip our wood, I should say, but that will also give us bark, which we can then use to make paper. But we can also give this thing a knife, in which case it will prep food for us. What I'm going to do is put a tripwire hook on the side of that, and if I crouch right click, I can hold my knife there, and when I need to swap them, I can just do that. Perfect. So that's the slicer and the individual deployer done. Now, next up, I think we're going to head upstairs. We're going to make our bulk press and maybe the triple deployer loop. I think that would probably be a good idea. Now, for the bulk press, I think what I want to do is have 4 presses. We're going to get the belts going that way. So the pressed items are going to come over here, land on this belt, go into this box here. And we're going to extend these out by a block, actually, because we're going to need 4 tunnels to evenly split everything we put in. Then we need 4 presses. Get those powered. And I just want to test something. Can I feed into these from above? It appears so. Yep, that's ended up over here. If I was to put in a bunch of copper in there. Perfect. Another nice compact machine. Let's tidy this one up and we'll move on to the next one. Actually, before we move on to the next one, what I'm going to do is grab a depot. And I just want to see if we can sneak a millstone in right here, because it's a very awkward space and this is a very small thing to make. But it should be as simple as that. Let's just get it powered. And if I put cobble in there, that should get ground up into gravel. Okay, cool. Because sometimes you need a millstone instead of crushing wheels. It's nice to be able to squeeze that option in. Now let's just get this place tidied up a little bit. Did a boo-boo. When I came back from lunch, I forgot to press record. The good news is the bulk press in the milling area is looking pretty good, but I've also added a couple more machines. So we have our precision mechanism maker here, which we can load up with gold sheets. They will cycle past these deployers and get hit with those. Go into this chest and then roll across the back into here. We've then got a filter in the front saying incomplete precision mechanisms and golden sheets are the only things that are allowed out of here. And that means things will keep cycling around until they're either a precision mechanism or they've failed and we get back like a gold nugget or something. And we can also stock up lots of cogs and iron and stuff in the top just to keep these things fully loaded. The other machine I've built is the one with all the basins, basically. So we've got a heated basin over on this side here. Just a box where we can keep some coal so we can chuck it in there when we need it. But we can load items into the basin from the top here and also from the back here. So basically we can make brass and other things like that. In the middle we have a water mixer, so if we were to put saplings for example in the box over on this side, that would give us pulp and so on. And then we've got just a default mixer here as well. But of course the water one needs water, so we've got another one of these water deployer things set up. All linked into the same system once again. And with the addition of all those things, that leaves just a few bits left to build. We need a basin press, we need a saw, and a mechanical grindstone. Question is, where am I going to put these things? So I want to keep this area clear for my train control room. So we are actually going to move all of our workshop controls up here as well. And then we'll have our train controls and whatnot here. We'll generally just make that area look quite nice. We might actually block it off, I don't know. We do still have the top floor, which doesn't have anything on, but I kind of want to save that because we always forget to build something. And it's nice to be able to have some space to chuck down machines when you need to. So I guess that pretty much just leaves the middle of this floor. So let's maybe do the mechanical grindstone first. In fact, if we connect the grindstones from this side, that's going to put the power connection here. Let's just steal some power from down below. There we go. That's the grindstones powered. We just need a barrel on either side and a couple of funnels. Andesite ones will work fine because this can only process one thing at a time. Well, that was easy enough. So next up, let's do the basin press. Set up like that. I think that's all we need. Then we just need some power. So that's the press powered. And I think we should be able to just steal power from this. Just take that one out. Doing a few chain drives there. And more going up. And that has connected, but it's going in the opposite direction. Not to worry, we can just switch these around. Have that as an input there and there, and an output there. So this is my compactor, I guess. That's basically what it does. It compacts stuff down. And now we just need a saw. I reckon we can probably just put that right next to this one. Let's put that in there. And if we use a gearbox in the middle, then two things actually. One, remove all this, then just connect that up directly. But that's going to make sure that the saw is spinning in the opposite direction to the belts. So if I load in some pale oak logs, oh, maybe it doesn't want to be going the other direction? No, it definitely does. Oh, actually, maybe it's just pale oak logs don't work on this auto thing, maybe? Let's try just chucking in some mangrove planks. No. Switching the direction doesn't seem to help. Let's try changing the saw instead. Okay, so it just doesn't like the weathered iron saws? Weird. Okay then, I guess this one saw's gonna look a little bit out of place then. Unless we just hide it with a copycat board, which I guess we could. But anyway, that is our saw done. And I've just relabeled the compactor over there because I'd like to label the actual input areas. This is good. We're making very, very good progress. In fact, we're making so much progress, that was the end of our list. Kind of. I thought of two more things I kind of want to do. I want to be able to automatically make electron tubes and phantom rails. Or at least have the machine set up to enable me to do that when I load the resources in. But these are a couple of random machines that I'm probably not going to use particularly often. So what I was saying about the floor upstairs earlier, of how it's probably going to have a use in future, I think that future is now. That made me sound like a technology company. So for phantom rails, we need 2 deployers and a press in a line, so not a big machine. In fact, that's really not a big machine. Maybe I could fit that down here, but I don't want it to look cramped down here. So let's see if I can just jam it on the end here. So it's going to be as simple as that with one more deployer. I've run out, but it's easy enough to get those bits powered. Let's just quickly go buy some more deployers from Chosen. Much easier than making them. So 3rd deployer. There we go. There's the extra deployer. Take that round. Then I think we're going to have to use hoppers to feed these guys. But there's not enough space to put chutes above them. Alright, so that's them loaded up. And the input is going to be here. That is for Phantom Rail. That was nice and easy. Electron tubes, not so easy. But currently, these are things that I can just buy from Chosen. So I'm not going to worry about the electron tube machine just now. maybe we'll do it in future. So for now, I'd say that is our workshop complete. We should have every machine we'd ever need, apart from an electron tube maker that we don't care about. But if there is anything I've forgotten, please do let me know in the comments because, well, there's probably something. But we've still got that top floor, which can have more machines on it, so let me know what you think. Now what I need to do is actually sort out the control room. So I need to get my switches all up here, I need to get my train controls in, and I need to make it look good. Because it doesn't currently, and that upsets me. This also upsets me. There we go. So I think, on looking at it, I'm actually going to move this, which is the grindstone, just to open up that corridor a little bit more. And I'm just going to stick the grindstone down over here. Because like the saw, it does need to run in reverse direction. So if we do that, is that going to be going the right way? Feels like it's going the wrong way. Yeah, that's going the wrong way. Not a problem, we'll just move it one block further back. That way we can fit a gearbox in there. We can replace this with a shaft again. Put another gearbox in. Get some belts back in. A couple more funnels. And now it goes in the right direction. Excellent. Okay, now my workshop's done. So let's crack on with this bit.
Hello?
Hey, Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, there he is. You might not know yet, but I have opened the shop.
You have?
A little one, but just to guide you to it, here's what you can expect in a free care package.
Ooh. Yeah. E&MW Zinkery. Zinc. Of course.
If you need more, there is 4 diamonds per stack of blocks, 1 diamond per 50, so 15 blocks.
Those are some good prices. That means more copycats.
Yes. And there is also 1 stack of iron blocks for 1 diamond. So very cheap.
While you're here, Dave, you're a train guy, right?
Yes.
What do you think of my train?
This is not a train.
Well, technically it's a boat. Technically it's an airship, I think. I don't really know what it is anymore. Is it a town? Is it a boat? Is it Superman? I don't know. But it will be a train.
I don't see the rails yet.
Yeah, so basically, I know you're building this wonderful, lovely train network that you've got down here.
Yes.
And obviously there's the lovely, wonderful gondola system. I've also heard rumours of an underground and potentially a road system as well. But what about a sky system, you see?
Oh, for airplanes. So not for boats, but for airplanes. Yeah, I see.
Well, airships, airboats.
Airboats.
Yes. So I'm going to be building another rail network, Dave, in the sky. But the difference between mine and yours is you won't even know mine's there, which means I have to do no detailing on any of the track.
You are now officially, with your network, in the Board of Transport.
Oh, okay. What does the Board of Transport do? We just, talk about trains and stuff.
Well, I don't know yet. We're going to do something. We're just going to sit and
Something
laugh.
is going to happen. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I mean, that sounds good, you know? I'm a pirate. I like being in gangs.
What? It's not a gang. It's
Or cults. Oh, gangs or cults, it's fine. I can do either.
Okay, bye.
Short while later, and I think we've actually completed our control room now. So I've got 2 sets of seats, one so we can automate driving it to places when we need to, and a seat that I can use. Also moved my controls over here, so this one here now controls the power, this one controls the workshop, and of course this one will control storage. We've also got the power display board up here as well, so when we do activate the power, we can see how much is coming through immediately, and we know when it's safe to turn on the workshop. So the only thing left to do now is to build a whole lot of phantom rail and sail off into the sunset. But that's going to have to wait till next episode because I need to find a way to get the phantom rail. Then we'll turn this whole thing into a train and we'll finally have our portable base. But we're not going to leave this area until this area is complete, which currently it is not. There's a few small things we need to do, like extending this platform so it can actually reach the boat, although I'm probably going to move the boat a little bit closer to the dock. Apart from the chain drive here, I am actually quite isolated up on this mountain, so I want to tidy all this up, get a few paths in, connect up to Silent, probably connect around the front here to block down and Froggy, and of course, I've got a giant bridge over here to build with Chosen. So still plenty to do. We're also going to be hanging up some more of your airships in our corridor, but I actually recorded this episode the day after I recorded the last one because I'm probably at TwitchCon as you're watching this. So we won't be adding any more today, but hopefully by the time I get back from TwitchCon, we'll have plenty more to add onto the corridors. And of course, the tavern. So thanks for watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.